I want to thank really each of them for standing with Harlingen. Their support has helped us move Harlingen forward, and tonight you're going to see exactly how. Harlingen is my home, and 3 years ago, you gave me the honor of serving as your mayor. And I made a promise. I promised to bring City Hall closer to the people that it serves, and we started by listening. 12 town halls later, you've told us exactly what matters. Improved streets, a safe community, reliable drainage, vibrant green spaces, quality education, and robust job opportunities. Guided by your vision, we crafted a budget that puts your priorities front and center. You know, Harlingen runs on a $115 million annual budget, so every single dollar has to count. Through smart planning, conservative budgeting, and bold leadership, we have built the strongest financial foundation in our city's history. For the 35th year in a row, our finance department earned the GFOA's Distinguished Budget Award, and for the 43rd consecutive year, they received the Certificate of Achievement for Excellence in Financial Reporting. These achievements don't happen by chance. It's the result of our finance team working together, working for you. I'd now like to ask our director, where are you, Robert Rodriguez, to please stand to be recognized. Thank you, Robert, or like Gabe likes to say, the accountant. Thank you for your hard work and leadership. Since 2022, our sales tax revenue in Harlingen has grown from $23.9 million to $25.7 million. That's a 7.7% increase, reflecting nearly $1.7 billion in local spending. And it shows just how committed our community is to shopping local. This growth has allowed us to lower the property tax rate, putting more money back into your pockets while still funding the roads, parks, and services that you count on. In that same time, we've reduced the tax rate by 7.4 cents, which is a 12% cut that brings it to the lowest level in more than 25 years. Through disciplined budgeting, we've also grown our fund balance from $31.5 million to $38.1 million. These strong reserves give us a safety net for emergencies and a solid foundation for future capital projects. Harlingen's property values have risen from $3.7 billion to $4.5 billion as new homes and businesses continue to take shape here in our community. This growing tax base, paired with our healthy reserves, helped our Fitch ratings reaffirm our AA+ bond rating last year. So what does that mean? Well, that means lower interest rates on any future borrowing and real savings for our residents. And perhaps the most impressive of all, while growing our economy and cutting taxes, we've also reduced our debt. Since I took office, we've lowered our total debt from $30.2 million to $22.7 million. That's nearly 25% decrease through smart repayment and sound financial management. We made an intentional decision to invest in Team Harlingen by equipping our employees with the tools and support that they need to deliver high-quality work at lower cost. By bringing more services in-house, we have reduced our dependence on outside contractors while creating stable, local jobs right here in Harlingen. This commitment is most evident in our Public Works Department. Now, let's hear from District 2 Commissioner Daniel Lopez as he tells us about our ongoing drainage Initiatives, sorry, in District 2.
The City of Harlingen is committed to ensuring a safe and thriving community for all its residents. While we've made significant strides in strengthening our infrastructure, the unprecedented 1,000-year storm of March 2025 served as a stark reminder of the critical work that lies ahead. Starting in 2023, the City Commission took decisive action. We established and fully funded a dedicated drainage crew, investing over $1 million in specialized equipment. This one-time investment immediately translated into tangible improvement. The essential clearing and upsizing of vital canals citywide. Our new vector trucks are diligently cleaning inlets and underground lines, ensuring efficient water flow. And you can see the progress on the 14-acre Lozano Detention Pond, a vital project already benefiting the Fair Park neighborhood. Improvements to the Hale Ditch have enhanced drainage to southeast Ed Carey, while the T Street drainage ditch is making a real difference for the Fair Park and Lozano communities. This April, the Commission reaffirmed its strong commitment to infrastructure, allocating over $4 million for additional drainage equipment, including high-capacity pumps specifically targeted for our most vulnerable neighborhoods. We're also rapidly expanding our drainage team to tackle multiple projects simultaneously. The initiatives are underway or planned to provide relief for Westgate, White Oaks, Pelican's Landing, Spanish Acres, Secluded Acres, Valencia, and Lazy Palm subdivisions. Furthermore, the design phase for significant stormwater system upgrades on 5th and 7th Streets is now complete. This project will benefit the surrounding areas of Commerce Street and Polk Avenue. Construction is expected to begin this summer. Our dedicated Special Projects Department is aggressively pursuing funding for crucial projects like the Ed Carey and Business 77 stormwater system improvements, the Jefferson Avenue drainage improvements, and the 21st Street drainage improvement. We're also actively working to increase the capacity of the HPD facility detention ponds and the North Main drain, and are designing improvements for Wichita Avenue, High Street, Fair Park Boulevard, West Jefferson Avenue, and West Street. To date, our grant efforts have secured $19 million with another $33 million in promising applications submitted. Later this year, the city will receive our updated master drainage plan and the final design for Commerce Street, which will act as a massive water collector and underground drainage system that will alleviate flooding in adjacent neighborhoods and tie-ins. We also understand that effective infrastructure solutions require collaboration. That's why we're working closely with Cameron County Drainage Districts numbers 3, 5, and 6, and Cameron County Irrigation District number 1. By aligning our efforts and ensuring our projects complement each other, we can maximize their impact and deliver greater flood protection for our community. These partnerships are vital in our ongoing mission to reduce flood risk. Recognizing the long-term challenges posed by a changing climate, our legislative team has been instrumental in working with a coalition of other local cities and drainage districts. Together, we successfully advocated for expanded state laws that will unlock more state and federal funding for critical drainage improvements in our region. We extend our sincere gratitude to our local, state, and federal partners for their ongoing support and collaboration in these vital efforts. While we're proud of our progress, our work continues with relentless dedication. Every day, we're taking action, planning new initiatives, and strengthening our infrastructure. Our commitment is clear. We are building a more resilient Harlingen for everyone who calls this city home, now and in the future. Hey, y'all have a great night. Time to get back to work.
Well, some of you may have noticed that when the commissioners came out here and they were on the stage and they were saying hello, that Commissioner Daniel Lopez was not here tonight. But it's not because he didn't want to be here. It's because the population of Harlingen just grew by one adorable baby. I introduce to you, Harlingen, Luciano Daniel Lopez. I just knew, I said, I need to have a picture of the baby because then everybody will be happy in the audience, and it worked. Daniel and Rebecca really wanted to be here, but they are at home loving on their new addition to their family. But Commissioner Lopez did give us a lot of useful information. Some of the things that he highlighted was one of our most impactful drainage projects, and that was the 14-acre Lozano detention pond serving the Fair Park area. You know, the original bid for that project came in at $750,000. It's a big price tag. But thanks to our in-house drainage crew, we completed the work for less than half the cost, saving taxpayers nearly $400,000. And my friends, those savings aren't just sitting in an account. They're being reinvested into more drainage improvements, park upgrades, and the essential services that our residents rely on. It's proof that Harlingen is a city working together, working for you. Commissioner Lopez also shared updates on the new storm sewer systems on the 5th and 7th Streets, which will bring major relief to Commerce Street, as he mentioned, Polk Avenue, Jefferson Avenue. These are really large, expensive improvements that go far beyond what our local budget can cover. And that's why we have made grant funding a cornerstone of our strategy. And of course, we're especially grateful to Congressman Vicente Gonzalez for securing $1.2 million to make these sewer upgrades possible. Our Public Works team also reimagined how we could handle trash collection. Yes, that's what cities, I know it's a sexy topic, trash, but we do. That is something that's really important. Their challenge was to deliver the same reliable service more efficiently. Their solution was to restructure residential pickup from 6 days to 4 days. Now, I know you're thinking they cut down on the amount of time that they were picking up, but they didn't. They still provide 2 pickups per home each week, and that single change, that minute difference, cut fuel costs by $60,000 a year and freed up every single Wednesday for preventative maintenance. And by dedicating that day to servicing our sanitation fleet, we've extended vehicle lifespan, reduced breakdowns, and saved an additional $102,000 annually in repair costs. Today, we've got 10 drivers and 10 frontline vehicles efficiently covering both the west and the east sides of Commerce Street. With fewer miles, fewer delays, we're keeping our neighborhoods clean and services strong. It's just another example of Harlingen working together, working for you, stretching every dollar and elevating the quality of services that you count on. But our Public Works Department does more than just clear ditches and collect trash. They also build the streets that we drive on every day. Here's Commissioner Bettis with a closer look at our most recent paving initiatives.
Hello, Harlingen. I'm Laney Bettis, City Commissioner for District 5. Let's talk about something that impacts all of us daily, our streets. Street conditions have been one of the top concerns for our community, and we've responded. Between 2022 and 2024, we've repaved more than 15 miles of streets across Harlingen. District 5 has led the way with over 5.2 miles completed. That includes improvements to roads like Paloma Lane, Tucker Road, Perkins Road, and South Palm Court. We also took one of our biggest projects yet with Garrett Road, which was fully rebuilt from the ground up. Now we're taking things even further. In 2025, Harlingen created its first ever in-house street crew. Before, every paving job had to be outsourced, which cost more and slowed us down. Today, we have our own team and equipment, and that means we can cover more ground at a lower cost. This year alone, our crew is on track to repave more than 7 miles of roads across the city. That's almost double what we did last year, and we're doing it at a lower cost to taxpayers. In District 5, we're already seeing that impact. Work on Graham Road has resumed after some weather delays and is expected to be completed by May 26. We're also moving forward with major improvements to Dilworth Road and South Palm Boulevard. And it's not just District 5. We're improving streets in every part of Harlingen. From New Combs Highway and Annette Drive to West Grant and East Taylor, the progress is real. Better roads mean safer neighborhoods, stronger infrastructure, and a better quality of life for everyone. This is what it looks like when a city works together and works for you. Thank you for the trust you place in all of us. Let's keep working together to keep Harlingen on the right path.
I don't know, Commissioner. We didn't get a standing ovation for you. I don't know what happened there. No, thank you. Thank you so much, Commissioner Pettis. Your leadership is for being a... There you go. There you go. You truly are a strong advocate for better roads, especially in the rural areas. Your voice matters, and your work is making a real difference. But paving streets is only part of what we do here in Harlingen. Last year, our Public Works team crack-sealed over 300,000 linear feet of roadway. That work extends pavement life and helps us avoid more costly repairs down the line. They've also made important safety upgrades like adding sidewalks and crosswalks along high-traffic roads and intersections, including the one recently completed on Dixieland Road. These improvements are helping keep residents and students safer as they walk, bike, and cross throughout our city. With the right team and the right tools, we're ready to rebuild even more roads next year, and we'll do it faster and more efficiently than ever before. Harlingen's Public Works Department continues to raise the bar. They are improving essential services, modernizing infrastructure, and focusing on quality, safety, and long-term sustainability. But none of this would be possible without the dedication of our employees and the leadership that drives this important work forward. So at this moment, I'd like to recognize our Public Works Director, Chris Torres. All right, don't be shy, Chris. Please stand. Stand to be recognized. Let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, and I know that we've got some mayors here. I see Mayor Garza, and I see some other mayors. I know Mayor Cowan is probably sitting over here. You can't have my guy, okay? I'm just letting you know that now. But Chris here, Chris Torres, was named top public works leader in the state of Texas. So when you guys call me, how do you do it? That's how we do it. Chris Torres, thank you so much. This is a testament to your leadership and the excellence of Team Harlingen. Thank you for your outstanding service. You know, our Public Works and Parks Rec team work together. They collaborate seamlessly from clearing ditches to planting trees, always working together, working for you. Now, let's hear from District 4 Commissioner Frank Morales, who will walk us through the latest park projects and trail expansions that are bringing our community closer together.
Hello, Harlingen. Frank Morales here. I'm excited to share some important updates or recent improvements that are enhancing our quality of life in our city. Let's start off with Tony Butler Golf Course. We made major upgrades to ensure a better experience for our residents and visitors. One of the key improvements was installing paspalum grass, which is a salt tolerant, ideal for our region. We also replaced the old irrigation system. Instead of using PVC, we chose HDPE piping, a more durable material that helps prevent leaks and is built to last at least 20 years. During the renovation, we kept 9 holes open so play could continue. And now I'm proud to say all 27 holes are open, with holes 1 through 18 fully renovated. Next, I want to highlight something that's already making a big impact with our younger residents. The new pump track at Arroyo Park is a fun outdoor obstacle course that gives kids a reason to get outside, stay active, and enjoy a park in a new and exciting way. When it comes to parks and trails, we've been working hard to expand and improve access to our outdoor spaces. The Lossy Hill walking trail is now complete. Vista Park now features a brand new trail system for all to enjoy. To help improve safety and encourage evening views, solar lighting has been added along both trails. We're not stopping here. One exciting project in the work is the new recreational center, a transformational space for youth, engagement, health, and wellness, and expanded recreational programming for all ages. These projects are investment not only in our infrastructure, but in our community's health, safety, and quality of life. Let's keep Harlingen moving forward. Thank you and God bless.
Thank you, Commissioner Morales, for highlighting the incredible work happening in our parks. The Harlingen Recreational Center that he mentioned is a bold step forward for our city. This $6.2 million project is funded through local dollars, grants, and in-kind work. It reflects our commitment to health, inclusion, and access, and we're continuing to apply for even more grants to expand that impact. Because when the heat keeps families indoors, this new space will serve as a refuge, a vibrant, climate-controlled center for learning, movement, and connection. And we're also growing our outdoor recreational options across the city as well. At the community center, I don't know if any of y'all have been out there, but construction is underway on a new pickleball court complex with 8 courts, shaded seating, and upgraded lighting, bringing one of the nation's fastest growing sports to our residents. Dixieland Park, too, will soon be home to the Harlingen's first covered basketball court, offering a safe place for families and athletes to play, even on the hottest days. And you can thank Commissioner Bettis for all that advocacy in District 5 and Dixieland. It'll also feature a newly redesigned golf discus course developed with input from local players. This course is something we're really proud of, and one that we hope will attract tournaments and bring more visitors to our city. Yes. And over at Pendleton Park, our award-winning HEB Tennis Center continues to thrive. It has served more than 10,000 participants last year alone and was recently named Outstanding Facility of the Year by the United States Tennis Association. And a special thank you goes to Coach Ramiro Cuevas, who was named USTA Texas Certified Coach of the Year. Coach, where are you at, Coach? Please stand to be recognized. There he is. Your leadership has helped put Harlingen tennis on the national stage. Thank you so, so very much. And to keep up and to help us care for all of these spaces, we are rolling out the Maintain X work order system. Soon, residents will be able to report park maintenance issues using a QR code, making it easier and faster to respond and improve transparency in the process. That was your cue to clap. Yes. And just this past Saturday, I don't know if you were there, but Harlingen's new semi-pro soccer team, the RGV Red Crowns, they won their first game at the historic White Wing Stadium, and we are so excited to see this venue come alive again. Not just for soccer fans, but for families looking for affordable, local entertainment close to home. You can continue to clap, yes. Their next game is this Saturday, and we hope to see you out there. Our goal here in Harlingen is for the Red Crown games to become more than just sporting events. We want them to grow into family-friendly traditions filled with cheering kids, community pride, and lasting memories. Joining us tonight, we are very, very grateful for the president, Colby Fayad. Where are you? Huh? There he is. And co-founders Israel Vega and Adam Abrego. Thank you for bringing attention to the talented soccer players right here in Harlingen and across the Rio Grande Valley. You know, these achievements, they're not just bullet points on a list. They represent our commitment to building a healthier, more connected, and more vibrant community. and none of it stands alone. It's all part of a broader vision where economic growth, public health, and quality of life move forward together. Our investments in quality of life don't end with parks and rec. They also extend to the care of our furry friends. In February of 2024, we opened the Harlingen Animal Shelter, built on compassion, responsibility, and the belief that every animal deserves care and dignity. And since then, the shelter has made a powerful impact. 512 adoptions gone to loving homes, 240 lost pets reunited with their families, and over 183 transferred to rescue organizations across Texas and beyond. But we're just getting started. With the support, as you heard earlier from Congressman Vicente Gonzalez, we are hopeful to secure funding next year for a new facility. This facility is, yes. This is going to be a reoccurring theme, y'all. You know, Congressman Gonzalez is a huge champion for the city of Harlingen, and we're so grateful for his support. It is with his support that we're able to do the things that we can do. So another round of applause for Congressman Gonzalez. This new facility is going to include a surgery suite for spay and neuter services and offer the expanded care for our growing community. But in the meantime, we're taking action right now. The city is expanding the current shelter that we have by adding 29 outdoor center block kennels. This project will nearly double our dog capacity, especially for larger breeds who often face the longest waits. The new design will also improve sanitation and help prevent disease. But no shelter can do this alone. The Rio Grande Valley, as we all know, faces a serious overpopulation of stray animals. And while the city is doing its part, we need the community to join us by adopting, fostering, spaying and neutering, and practicing responsible pet ownership. And when it comes to caring for animals in our city, we all have a role to play. As we continue investing in infrastructure, parks, and public services, it's important to remember why this work matters. Not just for today, but the future that we're building together. If we want Harlingen to grow, we have to be ready for it. Businesses looking to invest want stronger infrastructure, a high quality of life for their employees, and at the same time, many of our residents tell us that they want to see more retail options and new industries in Harlingen. But here's the reality. Most retailers base their decisions on population growth. That means we have to invest in livability and grow in a way that makes us more attractive as a city. And the good news is we're already doing that. Over the past 3 years, Harlingen has seen the strongest period of growth in its history. In 2022, the year that I was first elected, we set a new record with $176 million in building permit values. The following year, we reached $144 million, and just the first half of this fiscal year, we've already hit 122, and Gabe tells me 122.1 million in building permit values. We have already reached, ladies and gentlemen, our third highest year in Harlingen's history. These last 3 years have been phenomenal. Harlingen has added 88 subdivisions, creating 2,454 new lots. That includes 87 commercial and 2,367 for new homes. Projects like Tuscany Hills and Sunrise Meadows are bringing hundreds of affordable homes to market and help meet the need of our growing population. And growth isn't just limited to homes and businesses. Nearly 500 acres have been voluntarily annexed into the city just this year alone. People are not being pushed into Harlingen, they are choosing to be here. And that tells us that we're doing something right. Because when we plan, build, and invest together, we create the kind of momentum that moves Harlingen forward. That's what a city working together, working for you looks like. And as our city grows, so does the demand for jobs, services, and spaces that meet the needs of a modern, connected community. And that is why our Harlingen Economic Development Corporation is focused on building a local economy that works for everyone. Over the past 3 years, our EDC team has helped recruit businesses that brought more than $39.5 million in capital investment and created over 1,065 jobs. You can clap. Our unemployment rate now sits at just 4.5%, a sign of a steady and healthy workforce. Right now, nearly $16 million in commercial construction is happening across the city. From shopping plazas to warehouses and retail developments, each project reflects the confidence investors have in Harlingen's future. And in just this past year, we've welcomed new businesses like Matt's Building Materials that are here tonight. Others like Black Bear Diner, Walk-Ons, Edith's Mexican Buffet, Deep End, Planet Fitness, a slew of gyms. Fairfield Inn and Suites by Marriott has added to our hospitality landscape. And soon we will have our very own Cavenders here. Not just you, John. And of course, we're going to have another Starbucks and a few others that are on the way. One of the newest additions to Harlingen is Stewart Suites over on Stewart Place. Stewart Suites is anchored by Zarate Homes, which is another exciting addition. Those suites bring realtors, builders, and title services all together under one roof. It's really a one-stop shop for home ownership from design to closing. They've got it all. And I know that Zarate Homes and Builders are here too. So let's give them a round of applause. And I'd be remiss if I did not, and I say this every year, but Bert Ogden continues to invest in the city of Harlingen, and we love you back, Natasha. Their investment truly now exceeds $47 million in the city of Harlingen. Got new dealerships including Mercedes-Benz, Genesis, VinFast, and the completely remodeled and beautiful Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram location, all creating jobs, boosting our economy, and drawing regional visitors from the entire region right here in our community. Thank you, Bert Ogden. And there's more on the horizon, but I called Beverly and I called Orlando and I said, please, can I please share this information with the city because all these other people in town are giving all the great news. Can I please share? And they said no. So I will just say that there's some projects that we're not able to discuss, not able to announce, but know this, we're focused on creating the kind of community where businesses thrive and families flourish. And one of the most exciting projects on the horizon, and I did get permission, is a new mixed-use development near our medical district. And if you live here in the city of Harlingen, you know at the northeast corner of Ed Carey and Hale, for years there's been this is about a 70-acre property, all farmland. Today, we are working to transform it into a vibrant hub that includes retail, multifamily housing, townhomes, and medical and professional offices. We're super proud to be working with Alamo Architects. This is the same firm behind the Shops at La Cantera and the Rim Commons in San Antonio. They've brought that forward thinking. I missed it. It dropped. I thought you were going to clap. I'm sorry. That forward-thinking vision to Harlingen, designing a plan that reflects both our values and our potential. A project of this size, though, takes time and teamwork. Stakeholders have been brought to the table to ensure that their voices are part of this process. And right now, we're in the financial modeling phase to develop a strategy for funding the public infrastructure and flood mitigation needed to support this kind of site. This is more than just a development, it's a destination, and in the coming weeks, we are going to announce the first Catalyst project. It's an engineering firm that has chosen Harlingen as its Rio Grande Valley base. And they're going to invest approximately $5 million in a new office building and bring more than 100 high-paying jobs to our city. And they told me I couldn't tell you who it was, too. Sorry. But come back next year, and I promise I'll tell you then. This kind of investment improves quality of life and helps attract doctors, nurses, and young professionals. And this is only the beginning. The full plan calls for nearly $94 million in investment and around 312,000 square feet of commercial space. Because Harlingen is not just growing, we are stepping into our role as a regional leader in economic development. Because when we plan with purpose and invest in our future, we bring the right partners to the table, we build a city that works for everyone. And at this time, even though he didn't give me permission to share all the juicy details, I'll ask Orlando Campos to please stand and be recognized, our CEO of the EDC. While large-scale projects often make the headlines, we know here in Harlingen that the real heartbeat of our economy is small businesses. These are the local shops, family-run restaurants, and homegrown startups that give Harlingen its identity. They create jobs, support neighborhoods, and remind us what it means to be rooted in community. That's why the city and our EDC remain super focused on supporting small business owners, those who are already here and those just getting started. From grant programs to storefront improvements, we're making it easier for entrepreneurs to grow and thrive in Harlingen. And to tell you a little more about the work that we're doing to lift up our small businesses is District 3 Commissioner Mike Mesmer.
Hi, Mike Mesmer, Harlingen City Commissioner, District 3, welcoming you to the EDC right here behind me. And it's run by Orlando and Beverly and Jane, Maria and Brandy and Tanya, and of course the dynamo, Marianne. And so the Harlingen Economic Development Corporation is building a stronger Harlingen by supporting small businesses, actually businesses of all sizes, and attracting investment and through creating jobs. Through strategic partnerships and key initiatives, the EDC is driving real economic growth. One major effort is the Let's Get Down to Business series, a twice-a-year event bringing city departments and resource partners together to support over 100 local entrepreneurs with guidance, tools, and networking. The next one is October 25th, 25 in Harlingen Convention Center. To strengthen small business advocacy, the mayor has launched a small business advisory committee made up of local owners recommending real policy changes, like updates to the feather flag ordinance and spreading awareness about EDC programs. The EDC also added a small business startup specialist who's led over 50 one-on-one sessions on marketing, financing, and planning, backed by UTRGV experts at no cost to the business. Financially, the EDC invested $500,000 to launch a $2 million loan. And with the People Fund and through Revitalize Harlingen Facade Grant, over $220,000 has been awarded, sparking a $700,000 in-community reinvestment. Most recently, after those April floods, $315,000 in Harlingen Strong Recovery Grants helped over 100 local businesses recover quickly. through the free weekly advising, entrepreneurship workshops, and the Kopman Fast Track course with over 66 scholarships awarded, the EDC is building a true support ecosystem right here in Harlingen. And through the Rise Up Harlingen pitch competition, $65,000 in one-seat funding helped launch big dreams right here at Harlingen EDC. When you're in business, we're in business. So let's grow together.
Thank you, Commissioner Mesmer, for highlighting the important role small businesses play in our city. If you got here a little earlier, tonight's social hours was a perfect example of that. Before this program began, you had the chance to experience a true taste of Harlingen, but not you, Julian Alvarez, because you got here late. But we're so happy that you're here. In our social hour, we had incredible small businesses like Antigua's, Just Fresh, Isidora's, Cheyenne's, Dirty South Cajun Food, and Provecho y Salud. Let's give them a round of applause. Thank you so much for sharing your time, talent, and your delicious food with us tonight. These local businesses are more than just places to eat. They are job creators, community builders, and part of the heartbeat of our local economy. And I encourage everyone here to continue supporting them and the small businesses throughout our city. I'd also like to thank our Harlingen Chamber of Commerce, led by Javier de Leon. The Chamber, of course, shares the city's vision to grow our local economy by helping small businesses succeed and creating a community where everyone can thrive. With nearly 700 members, the Chamber has become a vital resource, not just for its members, but for anyone who needs support. They offer free training on everything from how to start a business, to develop a business plan, to social media and marketing. Whether it's helping a business owner navigate the permitting process to expand or provide computer literacy training, these resources are empowering entrepreneurs and strengthening our small business ecosystem. And earlier this year, the Chamber hosted a Small Cities Legislative Coalition in Austin, giving the surrounding communities the chance to meet with legislators and advocate for the funding that their projects need. Without the Chamber's initiative, many of these smaller communities would not have a seat at the table. So thank you, Javier, for extending a hand, not just to Harlingen businesses, but to our neighbors in the surrounding smaller communities. We know that many of those small communities, and some of them that are here tonight, work, shop, play, and pray right here in Harlingen. So we're super proud to be your hub and even prouder to grow together. Javier, would you please stand to be recognized? Of course, supporting small businesses is only part of the equation. Another reason that Harlingen continues to attract investment is our unique level of connectivity. Few cities our size can say that they have access to a port, an international airport, active rail lines, and a nearby international bridge. That connectivity is already delivering results. And one of the best examples is the Port of Harlingen. Last year, the port moved 2.3 million tons of cargo, including 1.4 million tons by water. And to support its growth, the port received a $708,000 federal grant for a resiliency and asset management plan, focused on maintenance, climate readiness, and global chain opportunities. You can clap. I feel like I'm a teacher again, and I'm telling people when to clap. They also have $8 million in federal and state funding moving into construction, including $3.9 million for dock rehabilitation and another $3.4 million for lighting and drainage improvements. And a recent study showed that the port generates more than $4.6 billion in economic activity and supports over 25,000 jobs and contributes $79 million in tax revenue. Businesses depending on the port see $250 million in direct revenue each year. And at this time, of course, I'd like to recognize our port director, Walker Smith. I can't see you. There he is. While the port connects Harlingen to the global marketplace by water, Valley International Airport connects us by air, serving as the premier airport in the Rio Grande Valley and one of the region's most important economic engines. To tell us more about the impact and growth of the airport, let's hear from my favorite commissioner, District 1, Commissioner Kinsley.
Hello, Harlingen. Ford Kinsley here. Today, I'm proud to share some incredible progress and ongoing investments at Valley International Airport that are strengthening Harlingen's role as a vital hub in the Rio Grande Valley. Over the past several years, the Valley International Airport has experienced tremendous growth, outpacing many airports of similar size across Texas. From more nonstop destinations and increased passenger traffic to a significant boost in cargo operations, our airport is truly a key economic engine for both Harlingen and the region. Today, our airport handles over 75% of all commercial air traffic to South Padre Island. This growth is thanks in large part to strong partnerships with Southwest, American, United, Delta, and Sun Country Airlines, and it shows no signs of slowing down. To support this growth, we're investing in critical infrastructure upgrades, including runway expansion and the implementation of a Category 2 instrument landing system. This technology improves reliability and safety during poor weather, making us the most weather-resilient airport in the valley. We're also building a brand new air traffic control tower, replacing a structure that served us well since the 1970s. This modern facility will enhance visibility, update controller technology, and improve overall air traffic safety, ensuring we're ready for the next generation of aviation. Looking forward, Valley International Airport will soon launch a comprehensive airport master plan to guide growth over the next 20 years. This plan will include improvements to terminals, cargo facilities, and airfield infrastructure, all shaped by input from stakeholders and our community. And it doesn't stop there. These milestones also represent jobs, tourism, commerce, and opportunity. The airport supports thousands of local jobs and plays a vital role in our economic development strategy. Behind all of this is a team that makes it happen. From planning and engineering to operations and administration, the Valley International Airport team is second to none. Their dedication and professionalism continue to deliver results that benefit not just Harlingen, but the entire Rio Grande Valley. I take great pride in all we've achieved, and even more in what lies ahead. Valley International Airport is paving the way for Harlingen's next chapter. We're a city,
Working together,
working for you.
Success to Harlingen.
Thank you, Commissioner Kinsley, for highlighting the exciting progress underway at Valley International Airport. And there's even more to celebrate. The airport recently completed a major runway extension, giving us the longest runway south of San Antonio at 9,400 feet. This $32.5 million project was made possible largely through grant funding and positions our airport to handle larger aircraft and increase capacity well into the future. And as Commissioner Kinsley mentioned, the air traffic control tower is being completely reconstructed. A temporary mobile tower is now in place while construction continues on the new $25 million facility, which is expected to be completed in 2026. And here is a point of pride for Harlingen. Many of you have flown here at Valley International Airport through Southwest Airlines. What you may not know is that back in 1971, Southwest launched with service to just 3 cities: Dallas, Houston, and San Antonio. The very next city added was Harlingen, Texas. And this year we celebrated 50 years of continuous Southwest service, a major milestone and a testament to the strength of our airport and the loyalty of our community. Yes, you can. At this time, I want to take a moment to thank our airport board, led by Chairman George McShann, and our aviation director, Marv Easterly, for their vision, leadership, and steady hand that has helped us helped us grow and ensure that Valley International Airport continues to serve Harlingen and the entire region with excellence. At this time, now, if I can please have Marv Easterly and the airport board please stand to be recognized. As we celebrate progress in transportation, economic development, and quality of life, we must recognize one truth. None of it is possible without public safety. Public safety is the cornerstone of growth. It is the foundation that every thriving city is built on. Because businesses won't invest, families won't settle, and children cannot thrive if they don't feel safe in their own neighborhoods. And that's why we continue to invest in our fire, police, and EMS departments, because public safety is not just a service, it's a commitment. And it's the starting point for everything else that we hope to build. Harlingen's future depends on the people who keep us safe today. And that starts with our fire department led by Chief Valderas. This department has earned a reputation as one of the most well-trained and best prepared in the region. Their hard work led to a major achievement last year, raising our ISO rating from Class 3 to Class 2. That puts Harlingen among an elite few in the Valley and reflects real improvements in response time, equipment, and service. And training plays a huge role in that success. Thanks to our strong partnership with HCISD, the city completed a new live burn facility at the Emergency Operations Center. This gives our firefighters access to advanced hands-on training right here at home. Harlingen Fire Department is also certified by the state to run EMT academies and online fire protection training. Together, we are building a workforce that's ready for tomorrow. And we've backed that progress with real support. Since 2022, the city has invested more than $3.4 million in new equipment and resources for the department. And just this past May, we signed a new collective bargaining agreement reinforcing our commitment to the professionals who serve our community every single day. And I could not be more proud of what they've accomplished or more confident in the work that they're doing to protect Harlingen's future. Chief Valderas, please stand to be recognized. Before we talk about the broader work of our police department, I want to begin with a single story, because sometimes one moment says it all. In July, Officer Castillo saved a baby's life following an incident at a local daycare. His courage and quick response turned tragedy into hope for a mother and her child. And tonight, we share a short message from that mother who wanted to thank him personally.
I feel like the whole city was praying for the recovery of my daughter. And more importantly, I feel like we have a hero also in the room who deserves to be recognized. Officer Castillo, could please stand up? I want to thank you on behalf of my daughter who cannot speak. You took your position to serve for the city of Harlingen above and beyond, and because of you, I truly believe that we are standing here today. And I am at loss of words, and I could not thank you enough. If you could please come up.
Oh. Oh. Thank you so much, Officer Castillo, for your bravery. And Officer Castillo is not alone. On March 1st of this year, Officers Rogelio Montoya, Ethan Gonzalez, and Randy Reina performed CPR on an unconscious citizen, and their fast action helped save the person's life, and they were honored also with the life-saving award for their heroic efforts. And so at this time, I would like to ask Officer Castillo, Officer Montoya, Gonzalez, and Reina to please stand to be recognized. I'm going to have to get with the team. I don't know why my guys are all the way in the back over there. I don't know. And I know Leslie is here with her beautiful baby. Can you please stand? Thank you so much for your service. These are powerful examples of the kind of department that you have right here in the city of Harlingen. Professional, compassionate, and committed. Early this year, we honored the retirement of Chief Michael Kester, who served this city of Harlingen with dedication and distinction, and we thank him for his years of service. Since his retirement, Interim Chief Fred Alviad has stepped into the role with steady leadership and decades of experience. His guidance has kept the department moving forward during this time of transition. And under his leadership, Harlingen has continued to make progress in public safety. Over the last few years, total reported offense have dropped from 4,226 in 2020 to 4,007 in 2023. That's a downward trend that has continued this year with a 6.9% drop in total crime, including a 14.7% decrease in crimes against persons. But the department's work goes way beyond enforcement and numbers. Through programs like Shop with a Cop, Run with the Heroes, National Night Out, and the HPD State Championship Barbecue, our officers are building real relationships across this community. They're also expanding partnerships with local, state, and federal agencies. HPD is actively working alongside DPS, the FBI, DEA, HSI, and the U.S. Marshal's Office. And a new mental health crisis task force has also been formed in partnership with the U.S. National Guard Intelligence Branch. And in the months ahead, a citywide network of license plate readers cameras will be deployed to help deter crime and track vehicles linked to criminal activity. All of this reflects a department that isn't just standing still, it's preparing for the future. To the men and women of the Harlingen Police Department, thank you for your service, your courage, and your commitment to our city. And at this time, every department that is doing amazing work always has an incredible leader, and Interim Chief Alviad is that leader. Would you please stand to be recognized? Thank you so much for your outstanding leadership. And to your beautiful wife, I'm so sorry that we bother you guys on the weekends, on holidays, and all of the hard work that Alviad puts into this community. We are so thankful to you as well for letting him do all of the work that he does for Harlingen. As we continue highlighting the people who keep our community safe, I want to recognize the outstanding work of our emergency medical services. In Harlingen, ambulance services provided by South Texas Emergency Care Foundation. STEC employs nearly 100 people who serve our city with compassion and expertise, responding to more than 58,000 calls over the past 3 years. but their impact goes way beyond just emergencies. STEC launched the first community health paramedicine program in South Texas. Since 2022, this program has responded to 942 cases just here in Harlingen alone, providing personalized in-home care for patients with chronic or complex medical needs. Certified community health paramedics visit the patients in their home and offer tailored support, including ECG and glucose testing and much, much more. All of it coordinated with the patient's physician and STEC's medical director. This model of care helps people stay healthier at home and reduces unnecessary trips to the emergency room. I want to thank Executive Director Bill Aston for his leadership and the entire STEC team for their innovation, professionalism, and commitment to our community. And Bill, if you're out there, can you please stand so everybody can see and recognize you for your hard work? If you've been listening tonight, you might be wondering something, and that is, how are we investing so much in infrastructure, public safety, and people while also lowering debt and reducing the property tax to a historic low? And the answer is simple. We stretch every dollar through grants and partnerships. Since May of 2022, Harlingen has been awarded $21.6 million in grants, matched by $5.4 million locally. That's over $27 million invested in public safety, drainage, parks, streets, and more. And we've also applied for another $81.8 million in drainage grants, because we don't wait for help, we go after it. And I know Anna's here, and Senator Cornyn, and Congressman Gonzalez. We're going to be still asking you for help so that we can ensure that all that money comes to our community. So thank you in advance for giving us all that money. We're also bringing in new support for our veterans, because here in Harlingen, we support our veterans. Earlier this month, the Commissioner Rini Perez and Commissioner Kinsley and I traveled to Austin to advocate for funding. And as a result, we secured 2 grants, $500,000 for housing rehab and weatherization, and $400,000 for broader needs like mortgage help and dental care for our veterans. These funds will be available in July, and I want to thank Senator Adam Hinojosa and State Representative Janie Lopez for their help in securing these grants. And I do want to take a moment, if we have any veterans in the House, will you please stand to be recognized? Thank you from the bottom of my heart for your service. One of the most meaningful efforts is the future home of the VFW post-2410. Thanks to Rene Capistran of Noble Tex Builders and support from Congressman Vicente Gonzalez, this $2 million project is well underway. It includes $850,000 in federal funds and $1.5 million in in-kind donations raised through the Noble Charities Fishing Tournament. This, ladies and gentlemen, is what looks like when a community comes together working for you. And I know Noble is here. Where are you? I think they're here. I know they're here, but can you please stand to be recognized? We've talked about public safety, economic development, and infrastructure, but none of it stands alone. Education and opportunity go hand in hand. We've heard from the community that what they want is clear. Here in Harlingen, they want access to quality education and jobs that pay well. These two are deeply connected because when we invest in learning, we attract families, build a skilled workforce, and strengthen our economy, and that's exactly what we're doing right here in Harlingen. Let's begin with a few words from HCISD's Superintendent Veronica Corton.
Hi there, I'm Veronica Corton, proud Superintendent of Schools for HCISD, and I'll begin by saying thank you. Thank you to those of you in the audience who have joined our journey of educating our students. Thank you for sharing your time, your talents, or your treasures with our district. People like you make a difference in our district, so just a heartfelt thank you to you. As a superintendent of schools, there's a couple of things I know to be true. First of all, if we're going to maximize student achievement and student success, we don't do that work alone, but rather by working collectively with our community to bring people together to create magic for kids and to expand opportunities. Secondly, last week we closed up our 24-25 school year, and we took a moment to reflect on all the great things happening at HCISD. And while I don't have enough time to share all of those with you, I do want to hone in on one area that we're particularly proud of, and that's the level of certifications that we had this year with our career and technical education pathways. As a superintendent of schools, I realize that your future workforce sits in our classrooms, so certifications are critical. The other thing with certifications is that our commitment to our students is not just to the 12th grade, it's beyond that. We want to position them to have fulfilling lives filled with lots of success. But success comes in multiple forms. So for our students leaving here with certifications, they may be leveraging that certification to help pay for their post-secondary education. They may be using that certification to jump right into the career force. Whatever their trajectory is, we want to make sure that we are going to do our part to position them to have success. And you've heard me say that success comes in multiple forms, and it's a very personal journey. One of the things that I'm particularly proud of is that this year we expanded our scholarship opportunities. We continued with all of our scholarships that we offer every year for students that are pursuing a 4-year degree, but we also expanded that for students that are going to go into a technical education pathway. So again, just a huge thank you to our community, because the expansion of those scholarship opportunities came through partnerships in the community. I started by saying thank you, and I'll end by saying thank you as well, because as we continue in this journey to prepare our students for life beyond high school, we'll need each of us to come together and to do our part. As I close, I just want to say a heartfelt thank you to each of you. Thank you for the partnerships we've already created, and thank you for the partnerships we will create. Collectively, as a community, we'll come together and continue the great work we're doing for students. I can't wait to hear what the next chapter of stories will bring with successes with students based on our partnership.
Harlingen is incredibly proud to have a strong partnership with HCISD. Together, we're helping students gain the skills that they need to succeed in a changing economy. And of course, I want to thank Superintendent Corton and the entire school board for their vision and dedication to our students. And many of those students, the next step is just down the road at Texas State Technical College. TSTC continues the momentum by offering hands-on training that leads directly to high-demand, high-wage careers. TSTC has committed over $61 million to new construction and renovations right here in Harlingen. That includes new diesel equipment and plumbing programs launching this fall, and a new 84,600 square foot transportation technology center for automotive and diesel training. They're also investing in electrical line worker center and turning the old engineering building into an applied technology center, home to programs like wind energy and biomedical equipment technology. But TSTC is not just building facilities, they're building futures. Through partnerships with healthcare providers and schools like UTRGV, they're expanding programs in nursing, surgical tech, dental hygiene, and EMS to meet the growing demand. And we are also very fortunate to have our EDC located on the TSTC campus. This gives us a unique ability to align education and workforce needs, making sure that our students are not only trained, but are job ready. Joining us today, I'm really proud, is Provost Eladio Jaimes, Senior Vice Chancellor Rick Herrera, and the incredible TSTC team. Can we give them a round of applause, please? As Superintendent Corton mentioned, not every student takes the same path, and that's something that we celebrate here in Harlingen. From technical careers to medical school, Harlingen is building community where everyone can thrive. And UTRGV plays a big role in that. From training medical students at the UTRGV School of Medicine to operating the state's only School of Podiatric Medicine, their footprint is wide and impactful. They've established a high-tech simulation hospital to train health professionals in realistic clinical settings. And they've launched a limb preservation program and clinic to help prevent amputations related to diabetes. They've opened the Institute of Neuroscience, which is addressing conditions like Alzheimer's, stroke, depression, and epilepsy. And they've even begun offering chemotherapy infusions, providing vital care for cancer patients without residents having to leave the city. Every single one of these investments not only improves the quality of life, but also brings job, research, and long-term opportunity to our community. It signals to the region and to the state that Harlingen is a leader in healthcare education and access. And they're not done. The latest UTRGV investment in Harlingen is nothing short of transformative. They recently purchased the former United Healthcare building at 77 Sunshine Strip, which is now being reimagined as the future home of the School of Physical Therapy and Occupational Therapy. Phase 1 will be completed later this summer and will welcome the very first class of physical therapy students right here in Harlingen. And Phase 2 will follow in August of 2026, bringing occupational therapy students into a space designed to support advanced hands-on learning. This expansion is yet another bold leap forward in solidifying Harlingen as a premier destination for health, education, and innovation. And UTRGV has not only made significant investments in facilities in Harlingen, but also in human capital. At last count, over 256 UTRGV employees choose to reside in Harlingen with a corresponding compensation of over $23 million. As Harlingen residents, these individuals contribute directly to our local economy, not only through property taxes that benefit the city and county, but also through everyday spending on dining, shopping, entertainment, and more. Their growth has been fueled by key partners like Valley Baptist Legacy Foundation, the South Texas Medical Foundation, and HCISD. Together, they've helped turn vision into reality, showing that what's possible when schools and communities work as one. Please join me in recognizing Dr. Guy Bailey and the entire UTRGV team that's here tonight. Thank you for all that you do for Harlingen, for our community, for our students, and everyone in the city. We've talked about now where we've been and what we've built. Now let's talk about where are we going. Over the past 3 years, Harlingen has seen rapid growth, especially in our west and northwest areas. It's a wave of new homes and commercial investment. And we're not just watching it happen, we're planning for it. To guide this transformation, we're developing a new comprehensive plan. This 25-year roadmap will shape how our city grows, covering land use, transportation, housing, and sustainability. It ensures that as Harlingen expands, we do it with purpose. We've already held 2 public meetings, and your feedback is helping shape that vision. We're also updating our zoning ordinance to support smart growth. It will identify key corridors for retail and industry, outline new neighborhood areas, and ensure development happens the right way in the right places. At the same time, we're creating a downtown revitalization plan focused on accessibility, walkability, and a new mixed-use opportunities that are going to improve the heart of our community. And finally, our Parks Master Plan is underway. It's about more trails, more green spaces, and making sure that every single resident in every part of town has access to a green space. Because every plan that we write and every project that we launch is about one thing: preparing Harlingen for the future. Not just the future that we hope for, but the challenges that we cannot yet see. And on March 27th, one of those challenges came. Harlingen was hit with a historic flood, 22 inches of rain in just a few hours. The forecast had called for 2 or maybe 3 inches, but what we got was the most rain our city has seen in more than a century. That night, as I was leaving a ribbon cutting, something felt off. Maybe it was instinct, maybe it was intuition. I'm really not entirely sure, but I felt it. And I know that many of you here felt it too. By 9 p.m., I was on the phone with Fire Chief Valderas, Police Chief Alviar, and City Manager Gabriel Gonzalez. The emergency command post was activated. Public work crews were already on the ground, moving through the neighborhoods in high-profile vehicles to reach stranded residents. Border Patrol and DPS joined immediately, and by the next morning, strike teams from across the state of Texas had arrived, from Montgomery County, Harris County, Cypress Creek, Conroe, Galveston, Johnson County, New Waverly, and Walker County. You know, I've always believed that a person's true character is revealed in moments of crisis, when there's really no time to prepare, only time to act. That morning, Fire Chief Valderas didn't flinch. With no warning and no playbook for what we were facing, he rose to the occasion. He coordinated teams from across the state, deployed resources with urgency, and led with calm and determination. And when I sent out a simple text message to our RGV mayors for help, Brownsville, Edinburgh, and McAllen and Mission answered the call and deployed resources immediately to our community. And I'll never forget that, and I'll be forever grateful. By Friday morning, we had over 200 rescue calls that had been answered, and by Saturday morning, that number reached 1,041. And through it all, not one single life was lost. And while our first responders were out in the field, another effort was unfolding right here. That night, this Harlingen Convention Center, this building, opened its door as an emergency shelter. Convention Center staff rolled up their sleeves and worked through the night to make sure everyone had a safe and dry place to rest. The next morning, Javier Segura, who had just lost his own car in the flood, was right here in the kitchen cooking breakfast for everyone that took refuge. And later that day, and I'm so glad that she's here, Sister Pimentel visited the shelter unsolicited and came because that's what Sister Pimentel does. She came to our community, she visited the shelter, and through her, she connected us with the World Central Kitchen, who partnered with Coco's Mexican restaurant out of McAllen. And for the next several days, they served lunch and dinner right here in this very building, 25,000 hot meals in total. We thank you, Sister Pimentel, for coming to the aid of the city of Harlingen. And yes, those of you that follow me on Facebook and see on Facebook that I was posting all of those meals, they weren't just meals. It was enchiladas, picadillo, calabaza con pollo. All of this amazing, delicious food that I posted every day was comforting, healing, and full of love. This convention center became more than just a shelter. It became a hub of hope, where people came not just for food or safety, but to feel seen and supported. The American Red Cross stepped in to manage the shelter immediately, providing hygiene kits, serving breakfast every single day. They were also in the neighborhoods with their mobile food trucks feeding our community. Loaves and Fishes graciously opened their doors and provided hot showers to the people that were staying in this building and extra meals for those that were in need. And the Salvation Army also came in and served 1,200 meals a day out in the community at their Monroe location and at the museum. Churches from across the city opened their kitchens and their hearts. And in the weeks that followed, we came together again here in this convention center to host a massive food drive with the RGV Food Bank and HEB serving more than 1,000 families in a single day. It was truly one of the most powerful moments of our recovery. It reminded us that even after the floodwaters recede, that our work continues. This wasn't the work of just one department. It wasn't the work of one leader. It was a city, the city of Harlingen. That didn't happen by chance. It happened because of the people who showed up for their neighbors, for their city, and for each other. And tonight, I want to recognize them, not just with words, but with presence. Because what we experienced during the flood was more than a response. It was leadership, teamwork, and a city working together, working for you. And I want each and every one of you to see that for yourself. So first, I'd like to ask my colleagues on the City Commission to please join me on stage. Because, ladies and gentlemen, I don't do anything alone. Every single decision we've made, every step we've taken, we've done it together. And next, I also would like to invite City Manager Gabriel Gonzalez and members of our city management team. Your steady leadership behind the scenes guided our city through one of its most difficult moments. And I'd also, of course, like to invite our department directors to join us, because each of you led with clarity, coordination, and calm in the face of chaos. And finally, I'd like to invite representatives from across our city departments to come forward and stand with us, members of our fire department, police department, public works crews, Parks and Rec, our IT and communications team. And he never likes to be recognized, but General Manager Javier Segura and members of the Convention Center staff, and of course our partners from STEC, please come forward. Each of you are the reason this city made it through the storm. This, what you see before you, is Harlingen's strength. This is what it looks like when every department, every leader, and every partner rises to the moment. This is what it means to be a city working together, working for you. This stage may be full, but it still doesn't capture everyone who stepped up that night. Tonight, we honor them all. Because beyond these walls, so many of you were heroes too. You helped push stranded vehicles, opened your homes, neighbors shared resources, volunteered their time without even being asked. And Harlingen made the national news. I remember being told that we were on Good Morning America, not just because of the flood, but because of how this community responded. And it's in that same spirit that I want to close tonight with action and not just words. Because every year, the state of the city isn't just a time to reflect, it's a time to give back. Since taking office, I'm proud to say that we have donated more than $70,000 to local nonprofits that serve Harlingen families. I want to sincerely thank our event sponsors, and especially our titanium sponsor, CSE, whose continued belief in Harlingen year after year, all of our tonight's sponsors make it possible. Your generosity has helped turn this event into more than just a speech. It's become a vehicle for real impact. And tonight, because of you, that tradition continues. And at this time, I'd like to invite, and just forgive what you're seeing over here, everybody moving around, because this is important. You don't want to miss it. I'd like to invite Livy Sines and Philip Farias of the RGB Food Bank to please join us on the stage. Thank you. Thank you so much. Just have you stand right over here, right here, right, yes, right there, yes, right there. So, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the City of Harlingen, we are incredibly honored and with the generous support of our sponsors to provide a $10,000 donation to the RGB Food Bank. We want to thank you for stepping up and feeding our community during a time of urgent need. Because of your dedication, countless families were cared for when it mattered the most. And just as you helped feed our community in time of need, tonight we're honored to further fuel your mission. Thank you. Next, and it gets better, so don't leave. I'd like to invite Gerald and Hilda Gathright, Gerald and Hilda Gathright from the Boys and Girls Club of Harlingen. Where's Hilda? Oh, no. Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's be honest. Gerald and Hilda really don't need any introduction. They've been staples in our community for decades. If you grew up here in Harlingen, please stand right here. If you grew up here in Harlingen, chances are that you were a Boys and Girls Club kid too. And now many of you are raising your own children who are club kids too. Still being shaped by the same values, the same warmth, and the same leadership. Gerald and Hilda have always met the moment, adapting, evolving, and finding new ways to reach and inspire the next generation. And when I visited the center recently, they told me that they were trying to find a way to build a podcast studio because they saw the need. Kids today, they just communicate differently. They dream differently, and once again, Gerald and Hilda were ready to meet them where they are, but they didn't have the funding yet. They were praying, planning, trying to figure it all out. And then I picked up the phone and I called Gerald and I said, "Hey, Gerald, what do you need help with?" And you know, ladies and gentlemen, I truly believe that God always provides. And tonight, He's going to do that. Because of the generous sponsors from all of the sponsors, especially CSC and all of our sponsors, Bird Ogden, every single one of you that are here tonight, you make this possible for our community. We are so very, very honored to present a check to the Boys and Girls Club for $40,000. You didn't know that. Sorry, everybody over here. There we go.
Need a big bank.
They're going to need a big bank. I know there's some bankers here, right? I see First Community Bank back there. All right. Don't leave. Don't leave. We really want to thank them for the incredible work that they do. A portion of these funds, we're going to help build the brand new podcast studio, a space where young minds can find their voice, strengthen their confidence, and grow as future leaders. Gerald, thank you so very, very much for everything that you do, for staying the course, and for continuing to dream even after all of these years. For those that don't know, I was, I think, 1 when Gerald started at the Boys and Girls Club. So do the math. Please, ladies and gentlemen, those of you that are in Harlingen and love Gerald, please stand and give him the standing ovation that he truly deserves for all that he does for the city of Harlingen. That's right, 1970. You're not supposed to tell anybody. All right, okay, I'll be 49 next year, so thank you. We already told everyone. Thank you so very much. We appreciate you so much. All right. This commission has made community engagement one of its cornerstones. And if the March flood showed us anything, it's that information saves lives. We are building a city that listens, that responds, and that leads with compassion, clarity, and courage. This is your city working together, working for you. And serving as your mayor has been the greatest honor of my life. Before I close, I want to offer a heartfelt thank you to my husband, Eric, and my boys, Eric and Evan. Your love, patience, and your unwavering support mean the world to me. And to my dad, I hope that I'm making you proud. And to my mom, my guardian angel, who I know is with me every single step I take, I thank you for teaching me grace, resilience, and the power of doing good. I miss you every single day. Thank you, Harlingen. God bless you, and God bless our beautiful city of Harlingen.
Names and numbers that I don't know. I just the places like I've been rotated down tonight. That turns to whatever.